Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Lily Mercer and I'm back with a slightly different video. This is my first ever beauty haul. I am very excited, I hope you are too. So I have actually spoilt myself. I got a gift card on, I believe it was for Christmas, you know that thing Christmas that we all know and love. But I got a gift card for Christmas from SpaceNK. Now, I don't need to explain this to the majority of women out there. SpaceNK is literally like, I mean, it's like a sacred place. It's like a sanctuary full of beauty items. I mean, men too probably appreciate it a great deal. So I was very lucky to get this gift card, and on New Year's Day, I actually decided to just hang out on the site for a little bit and just take advantage of what was left of the sale and also some other bits that, you know, I kind of needed in my life. I've actually upgraded my makeup a lot this year. I think 2020 was like the year that I actually figured out how to use makeup like properly because I kind of feel that I've just stuck to various like methods I've actually used since I was a teenager. Like, I don't know, I just stick to what I know, and then, you know, thanks to YouTube, by exploring a little bit more of like the kind of, you know, beauty opportunities out there, I realized that makeup these days is a lot more exciting. So what I have kind of, you know, been experimenting with has been mostly like kind of, I guess you could call it high street or drugstore makeup, like some kind of, you know, fairly cheap, easy to try out brands. But there's various things that I have actually decided to upgrade. Like, for example, my foundation, like I'm actually currently wearing things that I didn't get in the haul. I'm actually going to open the box with you. Still wrapped, still complete. But I've actually already got some quite nice, you know, things over this last year. Like, I decided to start using Christian Dior foundation. I used to use NARS, and, you know, I've just kind of gradually taken some steps up to improving my like beauty routine, so I don't use like teenage makeup anymore. But I actually decided to get some very kind of popular things in this haul. So without further ado, we are going to unbox. So yeah, SpaceNK is just, I mean, if for those that don't know, SpaceNK is kind of full of the more like bougie brands, like the slightly more kind of elite, you know, the stuff that, like, I guess, you know, obviously there are some teenagers out there using it, but it's the stuff that I always felt that, you know, when you can afford SpaceNK stuff, you feel slightly more like you've made it. I don't know, maybe that's just me. I will eventually, oh look, there's actually an easier way to open the box. There we go. Hey, I am officially in. So, there you can see the logo, SpaceNK. Ooh, oh wow. Okay, so I'm going to start off with the Lms Pro Cleansing Balm. That's probably not going to focus, but yeah. So the Elemis, wow, it smells good through the box. That's quite, I'm impressed already. So you may have guessed that this is a cleansing balm. You know, the title might have given it away. But I really am excited to use this because it's, so currently I do take off my makeup obviously, but I don't necessarily have a fancy like makeup remover or a cleanser. Most of my products that I use are actually more like acne preventative. So now I feel I've kind of, over like the last year or two, I've actually got to a really good stage of getting rid of my acne and like controlling it. So I think that this is time that I, you know, get into the big boy stuff. So yeah, the Elemis Pro Cleansing Balm. I actually think that I saw this on like Molly May's, one of her YouTube videos. And there is something about Elemis as a product. I think it's always got like a really good reputation. Oh my God, that smells like, wow, it's like lavendery, and it smells like lavender and honey. That's so good. I don't know officially what the scents are, but that's what I'm getting from it. Doesn't say. But it does say this powerful deep cleansing balm dissolves makeup, daily grime and pollutants. So you just have to put it all over your face, you massage it in, and then you remove it with a warm cleansing cloth. So I am so excited to use this. Like, I do feel that like my skincare routine is going to go up like a huge amount just by starting with this. And the fact that it smells really nice, I do love, you know, when I have a product that smells really good. Like, I know I'm actually really good at taking my makeup off every night. I know some people just go to bed with it. But I think when you have a product like this, it actually makes you more likely to take your makeup off. So that's always a good reason if you have a product that smells good or that you're really excited to use every night. Like, my skincare routine is like 20 steps at the moment. And I've even started using a face gym, which is why I've had a little breakout here. Like, don't ever use any rollers, stones, balls, whatever you use for your face gym, don't use it when you have spots, because it's only going to aggravate the spot. This is something I'm learning very slowly. But one of my New Year's resolutions was to use my face gym every day, so I've got to stick at it. It's day 6 and I'm still doing it, so yay. Alright, so we're going to get back into the haul. I'm going to put the products here so you can kind of, can you see that? Oh, maybe. Alright, so the next step kind of goes with this. So I got this, it's an exfoliant and it's called Paula's Choice. So it's 2% BHA liquid exfoliant with salicylic acid, salicylic, I can never say this thing and no one I know can either. Salicylic acid, there we go, finally. So this, it says it unclogs and shrinks in large pores, smooths and even skin tone, and lightweight liquid absorbs quickly. So I did actually get into liquid exfoliator like probably 2019, and like I refuse to use a scrub now. I will never use any exfoliant scrubs. I don't know why, but I just feel it's too rough for my skin and I don't really like it. So I do feel, I was using the, is it Knit Fab, the pads, the glycolic acid pads, and say that one, but yeah, that was like my kind of routine before. But this had really, really good reviews, like almost like, I think it was almost 5 out of 10, or sorry, 5 out of 5 on the SpaceNK website. And because at the moment I don't really have a like an acid, I kind of do, I have like a exfoliant, very, very expensive. I will insert it here so you can see, but I do have a very expensive product that I do use on a regular basis. But I think that this one, I'm going to try and balance it out and see like if I like this one as much. But it definitely does have really good ratings and it wasn't crazy expensive, so I thought it was a good choice to add. So that is part of my like cleansing routine. Let's see what else is cleansing based, because there's a lot of makeup in here. I think that's it for the cleansers. But now we're going to get into the hair stuff. I only got one hair thing. You can't really see this, I don't think, but it's Olaplex. So anyone that like dyes their hair regularly or has had like very, very brittle hair, whenever you go to a hairdresser and you like dye your hair and you need a bit of like that extra conditioning, they almost always put this on your hair. So I've actually had this on my hair very like regularly, but I've never actually thought about having it at home. That's really random, but like I'm the queen of hair masks. I will tell you about this one day. I might actually do like a whole hair routine tutorial, or not tutorial, but like a video about my hair. But as you can see, like my hair's got pretty long. In lockdown my hair got really long, but it actually is like really, like probably the healthiest it's been when it's this length. I've had my hair long a lot over the years, but I've never had it to stay like in this good condition. So the reason is because of the fact that, you know, I've got nowhere to go, and my goal is that by the time lockdown like ends, like final lockdown ends, I want hair down to here, and currently it's here, so I haven't got that far to go. I think I've got like 4 inches, and I believe that the Olaplex will take me there. Olaplex, just in case you don't know how you use it, you basically like put it on before you shampoo, and I think you kind of use it as a hair mask. So this, it says to use once a week for damaged hair. You can use it 2 or 3 times a week. My hair isn't crazy damaged, so I'm actually going to use it more of as a preventative rather than a cure. So I'm going to use this just once a week. So now, I'm actually really excited about these two. So you might be able to see over here I have a product. This is something I've been using quite a lot. It's actually, as you can see, it's like lost all of its like text. All the letters have been washed off. But this is a Charlotte Tilbury product that I previously owned, so this is not part of the haul. But this, I actually really recommend it. It's called Hollywood Filter. I think mine, I've got light medium, but I think you can get like a range of colours of them. But I actually use this under my makeup now, so I put this as like a primer, but it's got like a good amount of glitter in it. I can actually put it on my hand and show you. My hands are really dry right now, so don't judge me. I think I've got eczema. It's winter eczema. Maybe I'm just making this up. Basically, I just need hand cream. But you might be able to see there's like a little line there, and it's very shiny. And as I rub it in, look how that section of my hand is like glistening. So yeah, that is basically something that if you like having an extra glow in your skin, I actually put that under tinted moisturiser, because most days I don't wear foundation, I just put on tinted moisturiser. I kind of only put foundation on if I'm filming or taking pictures or doing something like more exciting than lockdown. So that is definitely something that I wear under my skin a lot. Now Charlotte Tilbury is a great like range in general. I've got a few things from Charlotte Tilbury, and that is definitely one of my most recommended. But what I've decided to do is to go for the setting spray. Now I'm not gonna lie to you guys, Before this, like up until today, and in fact even now, my setting spray is Nyx, which is, like I say, drugstore, high street. Like, I love Nyx, so no way am I putting Nyx down. But it's kind of, it's not the most elite of the makeup brands in terms of like having a flawless finish. And this one, which is the Airbrush Flawless Setting Spray, apparently you can party all night and stay all day, although there are no parties for maybe the next 2 years. But that is something that I aspire to go to again, is a party. And I hope that when I go, I will be wearing this. When I did, so everything I bought, by the way, in my SpaceNK haul, I actually like looked at the reviews like extensively. I'm not necessarily like someone that needs like a 90% like, you know, percentage rate of success. I don't really like, you know, always read reviews before I buy something if I'm convinced. But what I was doing was looking at, in between the two products, which one's got the most kind of, you know, most success rate. And I did actually end up, so I really love Laura Mercier products, obviously probably because of my name, because there's only one different letter in the surname. I mean, I'm basically Laura Mercier's like rebought fake version, if you ask me. But she's basically a very good, you know, one of the best brands in terms of like makeup, like, and, you know, setting powders, primers. I've used a lot of Laura Mercier products, including the tinted moisturizer, which I also love. But what I was finding is that I often, like, I was automatically going to get the Laura Mercier one. But when I read the reviews, in comparison, Charlotte Tilbury was actually getting more love. So this, I did get the setting spray from Charlotte Tilbury instead of Laura Mercier, based purely on reviews. Now, apparently this is mask proof. Big statement, so we shall see. But, you know, it's just a regular setting spray. Now, if you don't know, I'm sure everyone knows what setting spray is, but this is something that you just put all over you spray all over your face when your makeup's done. In order to keep it like fresh, make sure it stays put, prevent any extra oils building up. And I use setting spray all the time because I am basically a very oily skin person. I will like be an oil slick by the end of the day if I don't use things like setting powder and setting spray. So yeah, this is one that I'm very excited to try out. I'm going to see if it is like mask proof, because one thing that really annoys me, I'm a lip person, I'm not really an eye person when it comes to makeup. Like, you know, if you're going to put on lipstick or like a bold colour on your lip or your eye, I'll always go for lip. But it's really annoying me because the way my face is built, there's no way to protect the lips from a mask. And if this is actually flawless and actually is mask proof, then I'm very excited to spend the rest of this year wherever I'm going with my mask, that when I take it off, I will still look the same as when I put it on, rather than the current Rudolph look that I've been going for. Now this is actually matching. It's the Airbrush Flawless Finish Complexion Perfecting Micro Powder. So this apparently is more than a setting powder. It's yeah, it's actually very highly recommended. Now I currently, again, I use the NYX setting powder, the clear one, the translucent one. I use that all the time because I get very oily skin, and it's literally, so if I put concealer under my eyes, within about half an hour I'll have like a sheen, like a real sheen. Like, this is the most powder finish you're gonna get from me. So I have to put powder under my like eyes and on my chin and on my forehead, otherwise it will just literally destroy my makeup in the space of half an hour. And so this one is interesting because I actually really like a loose powder. I've never had a pressed powder for setting. Like pressed powder kind of reminds me of like the 2000s, really. It's like the Collection 2000 look of like a pressed powder, which it smells like your mum or like your teacher. It's that kind of vibe that I get from pressed powder. But as I was about to, and I almost went against the reviews and bought the Laura Mercier, which is a loose powder, the setting powder that Laura Mercier has. But I'll be really honest, this one actually got like 5 out of 5, which is crazy. So it's a compact, it is a pressed powder. I'm going to open it to show you. But yeah, so it's a pressed powder. It's as you can see, just literally, it doesn't even look like there's a lot, but all the reviews also said it lasts for a really long time. So I hope that I made the right decision. If not, then it will be Laura Mercier next time. I'm not going back to NYX, I promise. But this one, I just got the Fair Pale because I'm very pale, so I just got this one to try out. And apparently you just literally have to use it the same way you use a pressed powder, a loose powder. So this is a new thing for me that I really hope just pays off and I end up being like even happier. So we'll see, I'll let you know. Now as we approach the end, this is the penultimate, I love that word, this is the penultimate product. So I went for a classic. I've actually never owned this in my life, despite I've used NARS like foundation over the years. I think I've had like 3 or 4 years of using NARS foundation. And it's really, really great, I think, NARS foundation. But this is, I believe, the most iconic NARS product of all time. Many people will already know. I was very lucky. Now, as you can see, it's quite a big box. I actually was very lucky to find this in the sale, because I am the kind of girl, I'm not like a complete like cheapskate, but if I'm going to buy something, I usually look in the sale first, because I feel you're going to get more for your money. So I did actually look in the sale, and a lot of it was just like kind of more like gifts for under the tree, or like even like ornaments for the tree. But this one, even the review said I always buy it at this time of year because the sale version is so good. So this is a full size, like this, even though it's in the sale. So I think it's usually 30 and I got this for 20, 21. So 21. So this is actually a NARS compact, and it is the Orgasm blusher, just in case you're wondering, which is definitely the most iconic of all NARS products. So yeah, this is going to be amazing. I'm really excited to use this. So this is a bronzer and blusher like palette, as I'm sure you can see. The bronzer is also very well, you know, regarded. I think the bronzer is one of the most popular pieces in the NARS collection too. So this duo is like literally one of the best selling NARS products. I'm really excited to use it. I also love the size of the mirror. Like, I actually feel that this is going to be the mirror that I travel with when I'm going, if I ever go outside with my makeup bag again, you know. So this is definitely a compact that I'm very excited to have in my life, and I feel that I finally made it, considering that I finally have the Orgasm palette. Not that it's that expensive, it's just that I've never really, I don't know, I've just never really invested in it, despite knowing how iconic it is. So I'm very excited to try this, and also I feel I've started to use bronzer as an eyeshadow, just because like a lot of heavy eyeshadow looks don't suit me. Blusher I don't need a lot of before I look like a clown, so I've got to be very light-handed with the blusher. But yeah, so this is very exciting for me, as you can tell, I'm sure. But we do have one more product to get into. Now this one is actually, this was the one that I spent the longest researching, because I really didn't think I was going to buy this brand. It's funny because I actually was talking to my nail guy about the foundation I use, and I was saying like, oh, I'm on Dior forever now, and he was like, it's all about the Armani. So I was very close to just like investing in the Armani one, just whichever one suits my skin. But then I thought, while I'm on SpaceNK, why don't I look in the foundation section and see what options they have and what the best ones are. So I just opened the box without showing you. That was so rude. It's back in the box. But I was like looking at what foundations to buy, and on SpaceNK, NARS is the kind of the, I think it's the most like populated foundation. It's the main brand that they have on there. There were a few other options. I think Laura Mercier was one of the main ones. There were a few, but what I decided to do was to look at the most high rated foundation on the site, and I was actually quite surprised because it's a brand that I didn't really have much like familiarness with. So I think Hourglass, I feel like the Hourglass foundation, Hourglass is one of the best products sold on SpaceNK, by the way, but it is very pricey. We're going to get into that in a minute. But I thought the Hourglass foundation might be the one that I would get. But in the end, as I was looking at the highest rated one, it was actually I think NARS was the second highest rated. And then this one that I decided to buy had really, really amazing reviews. There were a couple that were from people that just didn't agree with it for their skin. But like the majority of people that were using this seemed to have skin like similar to mine. Oily skin that needs like a mattifying foundation, but they still want like a dewiness. You don't want to look like kind of cakey. It's really hard to get that perfect foundation, in my opinion. So I always use like a cream foundation, something that's like a kind of liquid based one that has good coverage and is also matte. Now I'm asking quite a lot there, I know. So I was like, oh, am I going to find a better one? Like the Dior one I have, by the way, it's incredible. I do find that I need more than I want to use, because I'm trying not to like use too much, you know. So I do find that sometimes while I'm using it, I feel I have to do an extra pump than I want. But that's just, you know, that's just life. So yeah, I have been enjoying the Dior one, and I think it's more that, it's not that I need a better foundation, it's more that I'm on the quest to find the ultimate foundation. And apparently this might be it. I'm not 100% sure, but it's Chantecaille is I think how you say it. I may have just made that up. But this is called Future Skin. It's an oil-free gel foundation. That's the one thing that I was a bit unsure about. The gel foundation thing, a few people said they don't like the texture of it, or they don't like the application of it. And gel is a bit weird, the idea of wearing a gel foundation. But this is apparently, it's oil-free gel foundation with 60% water and seaweed. It makes your skin look perfect and dewy, and it also has aloe, chamomile and arnica to help soothe the skin, rosemary, green tea and rice bran, which are strong antioxidants, and the seaweed cleanses. And it helps to maintain an optimal oil balance. So considering that this is foundation, like we all think of foundation as something that clogs the skin or like covers the pores and like your skin can't breathe with it on. But the fact that it has all of those things in it makes me feel that even when you're wearing this foundation, it's going to have kind of like a benefit to your skin. I mean, maybe I'm just trying to convince myself, but I actually do think that if it's offering that many kind of like healing properties, because that's what it is basically, it's selling the healing properties, then surely it's going to be a better thing than wearing foundation that has none of those things in it. So we'll see. I'm going to try it out and let you guys know. I might not show you today what it looks like on my skin, but I'm going to show you, I mean, you'll be seeing it very soon for sure, because now I own this foundation, it's going to become my kind of day-to-day one. I'm going to show you the pot as well, because the other criticism I noticed online was that it's very small. But saying that, I mean, this is 30 grams. I'm just going to get my Dior one to see. So the Dior one is 30 ml, so I guess technically they're kind of the same amount. So this is Dior Forever Chantecaille, if that's how you say it. And I've gone for Alabaster. So the good thing is as well, by the way, if you are buying anything from SpaceNK, you can actually colour match very easily. So it has a great selection of the foundations that just exist in the world, not the ones on their site, but the ones that you might be using. And you can colour match. So, I mean, these two do look, even in the bottle, they look quite similar in colour. So I actually colour matched my 2CN? 2N, and then I got Alabaster, it told me to use. So yeah, I'm really excited to try this out. I'm actually very excited to do like a whole look with the things that I bought, especially with the Charlotte Tilbury edition at the end. So you'll be seeing a lot more of me in makeup, hopefully, if I can be bothered during this lockdown. And I'll definitely let you guys know if like I'm enjoying, you know, I might even comment in this, any like reviews on the product. So stay tuned to this video. Like the video if you do like it. And also like if you want to come back to it later and see what the reviews are. But I hope you've enjoyed my first ever beauty haul. I didn't think this was going to happen. I'd like to thank SpaceNK, my ring light, my camera, my Zoom mic. You know, it's been a very, very epic haul for me. I will be returning with a fashion haul very soon. I'm going to do, like I promised on my last haul, I'm going to do one with my mum's wardrobe, like the pieces of her clothing that I inherited. So yeah, and comment any other hauls you want to see from me. I can do food, I'm big on food, so it doesn't just have to be fashion and beauty. If there's something else you want to see me haul, then let me know. But yeah, I hope you are all having an amazing start to the year. Happy New Year, since I haven't said it yet. And definitely, if you aren't subscribing to me, subscribe for more content like this, as well as more music interviews and music content in general. I will be bringing you more fashion content, and I will also be appearing in a full face of makeup at every opportunity. So thank you very much for tuning in. If you watched this far, I really appreciate you for just being here for me, you know. And stay safe in this lockdown. Most of all, stay safe mentally. Do whatever you can to just keep yourself motivated and positive. So yeah, thank you for tuning in, and I will see you on another video soon. Before I go, I just realised I did kind of promise to tell you more about Hourglass, and then I just ducked, and that was rude of me. I didn't mean to like kind of start a conversation and then just exit. So I do want to talk about one product. It was not in my beauty haul. I actually have like owned this for quite a long time actually. I think I've had this for about 2 years. So Hourglass, I've kind of mentioned it's a great brand. Hourglass is like up there in the financial side of things in terms of beauty. Like it's definitely, in my opinion, a very expensive brand, but at the same time it's one of the most like well rated or like kind of appreciated brands that I see on SpaceNK. So the reason I want to talk about it, I was going to buy, I had the primer from Hourglass for years, and it was pretty much the only primer I would use. The one that's in the white, I don't have it anymore, but it's in the white like kind of tube. I think it's called Veil, Hourglass Veil, something like that. That is a really great product, and what I really loved about it, it makes your skin like really silky smooth, like it's like baby soft skin. Now, I don't necessarily feel like nowadays that I maybe I'm alone in this, I don't really care about a primer. Like, I'll use something that's more like of a highlighter kind of vibe, something that will make me glow, rather than something that will have like a super smooth finish. Because the reason I used to invest in those things was because I didn't have great skin, and I didn't like the texture of my skin. Nowadays I actually love the texture of my skin, because I've had quite a lot of like treatments, etc., that have made me like happy with my skin. So nowadays I don't really care about a primer, so I didn't actually buy that. Now this was something that, had I not already owned it, I probably would have ended up buying this in the haul. Now this is the Hourglass, it's called it's called the Ambient Lighting Palette. I almost called it lightning. Hourglass Ambient Lighting Palette. Now this is actually crazy reviewed. Like, this was something that when I was actually reading through, like, what should I get on, you know, with my gift card, I'm like, what am I going to buy? So I'm like looking through all of the things that are kind of like the highest rated products on SpaceNK. And I was surprised to see that this was in there, because this is really stupid, but I'm sure other people do this too. Sometimes I'll buy something because, I mean, maybe even the person in the shop, like, I think that's why I bought this. The person in the shop was like, this is great. And the other thing is as well, many people already know this product. There's I think it's like more of a contouring cream palette that Hourglass is like literally famous for. It's sold out. I believe it's been sold out for like 2 years. At least. I might be wrong, but like, I know a good friend of mine, she was using it for years, and she would tell me to get it. And every time I went to SpaceNK, they didn't have it. And then even to this day, it's on the SpaceNK website, and it said like, this item is not in stock. And I think it's either been discontinued or kind of something along those lines. Side note, if anyone knows something that has a similar look, let me know, because I'm definitely still trying to find something like that, because it's just a really natural cream contour. You can just literally put a little bit there and a little bit there and there, and you're kind of set. You don't need to, you can just use that over tinted moisturizer. You don't need too much makeup. So that's a really, really popular product. But this is actually more of a like powder highlight. As you can see, it's got like 3 different kind of, it's like I'd say it's like a bronzer, a highlighter, and then a kind of like, not quite a blusher, because that colour to me isn't blush. But what I found really interesting is, like, so I had this product for a long time, and I believe I was kind of just like doing that to myself, you know, like just a little like powder highlight, not really knowing how to use it. And when I was reading the reviews, bearing in mind I already had this in my house, I was like, oh, so tell me more. So I'm reading all the reviews, and basically everyone was saying to just simply brush all over the whole palette, like all 3 colours, and then just literally brush it all over your face. So I've done that today. I don't know if I necessarily look any more exciting than I usually do, but it's basically something that internally I feel like it makes me glow. It is basically one of the best glow palettes for a very, very natural look. So this is when you don't really want that big streak highlighter. Like with me, I've actually put my highlighter under my foundation. Besides that little bit you just saw me do there, which you might not even be able to see, all of this glow is from my primer, which was the Charlotte Tilbury Hollywood Finish, the one that I showed you at the beginning, this guy. So this is what I've kind of got my glow from. I've also added a tiny bit of highlighter on my cheeks, just like when I put my bronzer on. But this, I literally put all over my face. So chances are it's one of these 2 products that's giving me that little glow there. Plus a tiny, tiny bit of Revolution highlighter, which I'm pretty sure isn't the key product in all this. But yeah, so I recommend this because, one, I've found that like over the past like 2 years of using highlighter, it's kind of turned me off. I don't really like using highlighter, and the one thing I don't do is put highlighter on my cheekbone. I just think that when I do it, it's like almost like I've just like literally put a big stick of glitter. It turns me off. I don't feel that look, which I used to do, is appealing to me anymore. So if you want that kind of more natural highlighter, this is definitely the product. Although I will say I think this is like £60-70. It's like very expensive in my opinion for kind of an all over powder. But if you have it already like I did, and you've already like invested the money in it, then definitely use it. And also, if you really do love Hourglass products, I think this is definitely one to add to your collection if you don't have it. But it's definitely not something that you should spend the last of your, like, you know, furlough money on, in my opinion. It's something that is a little bit more pricey than, you know, like many people could like do without the clubs being open. Basically save this until you're going somewhere if you don't already just need that little pick me up. And same with this is actually a lot cheaper. I think this is like not 60, I think it's like £30. I might be wrong. but I'm pretty sure this is around £30. So this, I would say, is the, in my opinion, if you're going to go between these two right now, I'd say just get this and then wear it under your tinted moisturizer, because it makes you feel really good. Even if you're just going for a walk in the park, you're just like, wow, look at my glow. And then yeah, this is also good if you want a more expensive glow. But thank you very much for watching this. I just thought I'd tell you a little bit more about Hourglass before I go, since it is one of the key products on SpaceNK, and though I didn't get it in my haul, I have been using this all of a sudden recently. So yeah, comment on what your favorite products are out of what I got in the haul, or anything that you want to try out, and I'll see you in another video. Thank you.